I like that.
Yeah!
Okay, I'd like to show you that in your hand you have a piece of origami paper, and much like the rules of robotics, there are 3 rules of origami. There is, of course, a 0th rule, which is that you can break the other 3. Much like Asimov, we do have an Asimov fan here. That's a good thing to know. Okay, hold up your paper and we're ready to move on to the next step. Hold up your paper and we're ready to move on to the next step. I'm going to take a different sheet of paper. No, I'll work with what I got. Okay, I want you to note that in your hand is a sheet of paper. On one side it is maroon, burgundy, or red. On the other side it is blank. You have 4 equal sides. You have 4 90-degree corners. That makes this a square. It also makes it a parallelogram. It also makes it a rectangle. It also makes it a rhombus. It also makes it an inclusive model trapezoid. It does not make it an exclusive model trapezoid. And that ends the common core portion of our lesson. The only joke I have added in 26 years. And only by federal mandate. Okay, now I'd like you to learn the 3rd most important lesson about origami. The 2nd most important lesson about origami. The 2nd most important lesson about origami is that you never force the paper to fold. You teach the paper to fold itself. If you've ever used an origami book, you'll notice it says, fold a center line, and you try to fold the center line. You never quite get it right. What the origami book should be teaching you is that you need to take 2 opposite corners and hold them together. So I'm going to take 2 opposite corners, and I'm going to hold them together. By holding 2 opposite corners together like so, you could then close your eyes, and you will still get a perfect center line every single time. Risking life and limb and falling off stage, I had my eyes closed for a moment there, and you can see that the center line still came out perfectly every single time. We need more paper here and back. Mr. LL Bean needs some paper. Hold it up nice and high when you've got it. Hold it up nice and high. I want to make sure that you're ready to move on. I want to make sure that you're ready to move on. Because now you're going to learn the third most important lesson about origami is that we repeat ourselves. And we repeat ourselves symmetrically. We do the same thing a lot. So I made up a mantra. 6 simple words to this mantra that will change your life. Same thing on the other side. So on the count of 3 now, I want you to repeat that simple mantra with me. 1, 2, 3. Same thing on the other side. Hold it up nice and high, hold it up nice and high. I want to make sure that everybody's got it. I want to make sure that everybody's ready to move on.
Oh my god, I found buried treasure.
I want to make sure that everybody's ready to move on because I want you to look and see the pieces of your origami. You have this long flat ridge here. This is the top.
Hey Bill.
You have these open points here. This is the bottom. You have these points here. These are the sides, but close enough. Points works. Okay, I want you to take one of your points and bring it down to the bottom point. Like so. Side point comes down to the bottom point like so. Side point comes down to the bottom point. Step into the tent, sir. There's plenty of room and you can stay dry in here with us. It's so much easier to fold when you're not holding an umbrella.
Exactly.
Hold it up nice and high, hold it up nice and high. I want to make sure that everybody's ready to move on. I want to make sure that everybody's ready to move on. Okay, what kind of animal is that on your head, sir?
A cat.
Mr. Cat, are you with us, Mr. Katz?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Katz is ready. So on the same, you all know what to do at the same time on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Same thing on the other side. Hold it on up when you've got it. Hold it on up when you've got it. You're doing fine. You just bring them down to the bottom. You're going to the side, you bring them down to the bottom. And let's try and straighten that out just a touch. Remember, always line up your corners before you make your folds. Hold it on up nice and high. I want to make sure that everybody's ready to move on. I want to make sure that everybody's ready to move on.
I got a square.
Okay, this fella here with the fashion disability. How are you, sir?
Oh, pretty good.
The fashion disabled man is still with us. And how's the cat?
I'm doing great.
The cat is with us. Excellent. Okay, now I want you to look at these 2 flaps. You have 2 flaps here in front. 2 flaps. I want you to find one of these flaps. One of these flaps. There's still time to catch up. Come under the tent and catch up. Fold this bottom point up to the top. Fold the bottom point here up to the top. Bottom point folds up to the top. Once you have it in place, hold the point in place and make your fold. Again, fold the point in place first in accordance with the 2nd law of origami. Hold it on up when you've got it. Hold it on up when you've got it, and we're ready to move on. Hold it on up and we're ready to move on. You, miss, what's your name?
Nadia.
Everybody say hi, Nadia.
Hi, Nadia.
Nadia is with us and doing very well. I think everybody's caught up. Nadia is doing well. And the fellow with the fashion impediment. How are you, sir? The fellow with the fashion impediment is doing well. And the cat on his head is still with us. Okay, so now on the count of 3, I think you know what to do. 1, 2, 3. Same thing on the other side. I did warn many of you to run before this started, I'm sure of it.
I hear no such thing. I'm loving it.
News gets to you slowly. They canceled your hat 3 weeks ago. Hold it up nice and high, hold it up nice and high. I want to make sure that you're ready to move on. I want to see that everybody's got it. This is the only tricky part of the entire piece. This is the only tricky part. Everything after this is really simple. You're going to make a lapel. With a fashion disability, we call this a lapel. Here, you're going to fold the top point slightly forward so that the point sticks out the side. Slightly forward so that the point sticks out the side. Kimonos, look alive, help the crowd. Slightly forward so that the point sticks out the side. Slightly forward, you're making a lapel. You're making a lapel so the point sticks out the side. You're making a lapel. You're making a lapel so it sticks slightly out the side. Hold it on up when you've got it. Hold it on up when you've got it. I want to make sure that everybody's with us. I want to make sure that everybody's with us. Hold it on up. Hold it on up. Hold it on up. I want to make sure that everybody's caught up. I want to make sure that everybody's caught up. Okay, Space Parka. How are you, Space Parka? Don't look around. I'm talking to you. Space Parka is with us and doing well. Everybody say hi, Nadia. Nadia is still with us and doing well. The fellow with the serious fashion problem is still with us and doing well. And the guy with the cat on his head has caught up. So we will now do on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Same thing on the other side. So now we have 2 lapels. Hold it up nice and high when you've got it. Hold it up nice and high. I want to make sure that everybody's ready to move on. Hold it up nice and high. I want to make sure that everybody's ready to move on. Hold it on up. Hold it on up. Hold it on up. Okay, the man in back with the 1,000-yard stare. How are you doing, sir? The man in... Don't look around. I need you. The fellow with the 1,000-yard stare has got it. Space Parka. Let's see your Space Parka. Space Parka is with us. Everybody say hi, Nadia. Nadia is turning as pink as the paper she's holding. That's wonderful. And we got the fellow with the fashion problem. Excellent. The fellow with the fashion problem and the guy with the cat on his head. I think those would be the same thing. Okay, now I want you to look at the bottom of your piece. You want to look at the bottom of your piece. At the bottom, you have 2 flaps. I want you to take the front flap and only the front flap. It's going to fold upward. Leave some space at the top! And keep the center line on the point. Keep the point on the center line. And leave some space at the top! Once you've got it, fold it all in place. Once you've got it, fold it all in place. Hold it up nice and high when we're ready to move on. Hold it up nice and high when we're ready to move on. A little bit less space. You actually overdid the space. That's excellent. No one ever does that. Everyone leaves too little space. Excellent work there. You're doing really well. Is everybody with us? Is everybody with us and ready to move on? Is everybody with us? Okay, now under the center line, there's a little bit of paper left. You folded some space at the top, so you have some paper left underneath. That paper underneath folds up and over the center line. Fashion disabled fellow, this is what we call a pleat. It's a pleat. When you get a personal shopper, make sure you remember this is what a pleat is. Yes, sir! Hold it up nice and high, hold it up nice and high. I want to make sure that everybody's ready to move on. I want to make sure that everybody's ready to move on. Okay. Grayface, how are you, Grayface? Grayface, are yours going well? Grayface, are you with us?
Yes.
Turn it around so I can see. There we go. Grayface is with us. 1,000-yard stare. The fellow with the 1,000-yard stare definitely changed a few diapers in his time. 1,000-yard stare is with us and doing well. We've got the Space Parka. Space Parka, how you doing, Space Parka? Space Parka is with us and doing well. After Space Parka, we have Nadia. Everybody say hi, Nadia. Nadia, you're doing really well. I appreciate that greatly. By the way, I tell these same jokes every single time. And every time somebody is a fashion-disabled gentleman. He's running a long line. And he's doing very well. I really appreciate it. You can always tell a Brooklynite. He's doing very well over here. And the fellow with the cat on his head. Okay.
What's the problem? Not from Brooklyn.
Really? Yes. You fake it well. Turn it over. To the other side. Turn it over. Let's see the other
natural.
side. Okay, this is the big origami test, folks. On the other side, it should be just like where you started, a flat, square sheet of paper. And now the test, this is what we call progress. Oh wait, she failed. She failed the test by laughing. That's a terrible joke. Never laugh at that joke. Okay, I want you to find the top point now. The top point. The top point folds down to the center point. The top point folds down to the center point like so. Top point folds down to the center point like so. Top point folds down to the center point like so. Top point folds down to the center point. Top point folds down to the center point.
Do it so it points out. So you fold it
When you've got that, you find the bottom point. Just to the center. You've overfolded there very slightly. Just to the center. Yes, you miss. With the big eyebrows. Big eyebrows. You've overfolded slightly. Just to the center point, please. Big eyebrows. Okay, hold it up nice and high. Hold it up nice and high. I want to make sure that everybody's ready for the next step. Bottom point also folds to the center point. The bottom point also folds to the center point like so. Bottom point to the center point like so. Bottom point to the center point like so. Big eyebrows. Are you with us, big eyebrows? Big eyebrows is catching up. I'm sure she'll get there eventually. Gray face! Gray face is with us and doing well. The gray face is with us. The man with 1,000-yard stare. How you doing, sir? The man with 1,000-yard stare has kept up perfectly, exceeding all of my expectations. You're doing very well, sir. You're doing well. Okay, Space Parka. The Space Parka is with us. Everybody say hi, Nadia. Hi. Nadia is with us and doing especially well. We have the fellow with the fashion problem. I actually have that exact same outfit, so I don't know why I'm saying that, but the fellow with the fashion problem is doing well. And the guy with the cat on his head, who I still have no explanation for, is doing excellent. Okay, I want you to find... Careless whisker? Okay, find the two side points, find the two side points. Find the two side points. One of these side points is going to come into the center point. One of these side points folds in to the center point like so. One of the side points folds in all the way to the center point. Side point folds in all the way to the center point. Side point folds in all the way to the center point.
Later.
And then I'm sure you all know what to do on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Same thing on the other side. First crowd I haven't had to admonish for being too quiet. Okay, and for everyone who's gotten this, there's 2 steps left. This will be our last check to make sure everybody is ready. Honda Racing, are you good back there, Honda Racing, with the ear pips? Yeah! Honda Racing is doing very well. Eyebrows! How's our eyebrows? Our eyebrows are... Look alive! Okay, we're doing well there, eyebrows. Excellent work. Gray face! The gray face is with us. The father with 1,000-yard stare is doing very well focusing. I'm impressed. Very good work, sir. Space Parka. The Space Parka is with us and doing well, too. Everybody say hi, Nadia. Everybody say hi, Nadia. Nadia is doing very well. Fashion disability. The fashion disability is doing very well. And the fellow with the cat stuck to his head is doing well. Okay, now I want you to focus on this little rectangle down here. This rectangle down here is the last thing we will be folding. This rectangle, the bottom line from the rectangle folds up to meet the center line. If you're getting rained on, step inside the tent. Bottom line folds up to the center line like so. Bottom line folds up to the center line like so. Bottom line folds up to the center line like so. Bottom line up to the center line like so. Then, very simply, this entire last rectangle under the center line folds up and covers the rest of your piece. All of the folds now get covered by that bottom little rectangle. That bottom rectangle will hold everything else in place. Everything else gets held in place by the bottom rectangle, like so. Look up if you need help. I think everybody's ready to learn the secret of your origami. The bottom of your origami opens. As the bottom opens, it becomes round. And when the bottom opens and becomes round, you are holding in your hand the finished kabuto, or Japanese samurai helmet. 2016 Sakura Matsuri, a big hand for my father Alan, my son Elijah, and an even bigger hand for me. Thank you very much, 2016 Sakura Matsuri. Everybody say bye, Nadia. Bye, Nadia.
That was fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wait a second. You're very welcome. I hope you had more fun than you were expecting.
No, I got a hat for my hat.
That's your souvenir.
And you have a hat for your hat for your hat.
Yay!
A hat for your cat. You managed to get it perfectly.
Thank you.
Never underestimate them tall guys. They've got skills.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't do this professionally. I do this once a year for the gardens, and that's it.
I'm ready.
If you need experimental Unix servers for military purposes, make sure to call me.
Okay.
FreeBSD is my specialty.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody's got to do something.
I'm a dev ops.
Oh, okay. I do FreeBSD servers for metals trading for Blackwater currently.
Yeah!
Which what? That man is the